Hello, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fab Talks. We are connected once again with you, my dear friends. Of course, today our special celebrity and guest is a wonderful person, a person who wants to give his very best. No matter who you are, you will really develop your knowledge and skills from this person. We could learn a lot from the wisdom that he is going to share with us. Now, you must be wondering as to who is this special personality who's joining us on our session today. He is none other than Dr. P.K. Rajeev, sir. He is joining us all the way from Mumbai, Maharashtra. And he is the CEO of SalesKrita Consulting firm. It's a beautiful firm. It's a global organization where they connect not only with people of India, but people across the world, benefit from this beautiful consulting firm. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being a part of our session, sir. The first thing I'd like to thank you for accepting the invitation to the International Fab Talks.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you, sir. With your permission, I go ahead and share your profile, sir.
Sure.
Thank you very much. My dear friends, it's always a honor, a privilege, and of course, our responsibility to share the profile of our celebrity and guest. He is with us. He is Dr. Rajeev, lovingly called as Dr. Rajeev. Prior to becoming the CEO of SalesKrita, Dr. Rajeev was in Mercuri International for 16 years as a principal consultant and played an active role in many consulting projects and enabled organizations to implement them very well, all the different aspects. And in addition to design and delivery of training programs for many corporates across industries in Asia and Europe, Sir has also been actively focusing on bringing about a beautiful balance in every individual who he comes in contact with. It could be on a personal space, it could be on the professional space, as a trainer, as a consultant. And friends, he has also been actively involved in customer acquisition. This is very important. The core quality for a person who is into business or wants to learn the skill of connecting worldwide. Customer acquisition is one important thing. Sir focuses on customer retention. That is the next important thing. Training and designing, delivery and post-training support. This is the need of the hour. Post-training support also Sir specializes, and project management in various subjects, including sales, sales management, customer service, and customer service management programs, etc. And our celebrity and guest has also mastered the latest art. Like many of us are still laid back. This is called as the virtual training workshops. After this attack of COVID or Corona, most of us have really jumped into the online stream, and Sir has really aced it. He has acquired that skill and art of virtual training workshops, and hence he's able to connect with people across the globe. And friends, he has an extensive experience independently managing and serving several industries such as automotive, information technology, FMCG, consumer durables, building materials and office products, real estate as well, housing and commercial properties. To add to that, the most important thing, healthcare, BFSI services, media, engineering, capital equipment and industrial consumables, hospitality, etc. And Sir is a great facilitator of the board-based Selemi simulations. If I get that right, Belbin behavior workshops, excellent. LIFO. What is this LIFO? Life orientations, instrument and acclaimed master facilitator and mentor of, guess what? Train the trainers. So here is a trainer who trains other trainers to develop their skills. We all require that at one point of time to upgrade our skills as a trainer. So here, Sir is a master trainer in this aspect. He is also a personal coach. This is really lovely. If you would like to have a personal coach, you definitely should consult Dr. Rajeev. He will be there with you to guide you. He is a personal coach for many of the CEOs and top management team members from diverse industries. And prior to Mercuri International, Dr. Rajeev has over 21 years of sales and marketing management experience in the healthcare industry. Wow, so such a rich experience that you have. Wonderful. Sir is also an author. And guess an author of what? So many books. Hybrid Selling Decoded is one. Consulting, Facilitating and Training Skills is the second one. conceptualizing and designing workshops, and as well leadership coaching. And friends, sir has completed his PhD. That is really great. He has completed PhD. Guess in what, friends? In training and training effectiveness with a focus on sales training. He is an alumni of IIMA General Management. He's completed his bachelor's degree in chemistry and master's in business administration and a postgraduate in advertising as well. Sir is also a visiting faculty. He has played a major role in updating students, both of the MBA stream and as well as pharma management students as well. Even them, sir has focused on these two important ones. The need of the hour, one belongs to the healthcare sector, another belongs to the business field. That's really nice, sir. And especially has been helping them for their project work during their final year. They have project works and sir has been guiding them and mentoring them very well. His teaching methodologies incorporate concepts of adult learning by Format, Bernice McCarthy, if I'm getting all of that right, and NLP by Dr. Richard Bandler, published and presented many papers on training and training effectiveness as a part of his PhD coursework. And guess what? In India and international journals, in Indian and international journals. My friends, I'd like to just take a pause now and stop. There's much more to share about our guest and celebrity, Dr. Rajeev. If I do all the sharing, then who will really be here to share more, the real, the essence of understanding who is Dr. Rajeev? We'll get to know directly from him. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Sharing your profile was really a beautiful feeling, and it really opens our eyes as to many of us are wasting our time. But there are people like you, there are unsung heroes like you who have given their very best to the world and still continuing to do your best, wanting to do your best and reach out to many people. Hats off to you, sir, for all the contributions till date.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And thank you for being so humble to share the time with us today. Sir, we'd like to know who is the real Rajeev, sir.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for the introduction and wonderful introduction that you've given about me. If I have to say in one word, Dr. Rajeev is a learner. And I wish to be a learner all through my life. So what is the premise to this? The premise to this is, I'm sure you must be knowing a concept of I know and I don't know. I know what I know is very less. What I don't know is many. And one more element to that is, I know I don't know is extremely crucial. So therefore, it is important for me to know many things because what we know is only a handful, what we don't know is oceanful. So that's the reason why I would like to be a learner and I would like to be defining myself as a learner.
Excellent, sir. That's really wonderful. That's really nice. As you said, the things that we know is just a little, and the things that we don't know is really so much that we need to know. And learning is the most important thing for you, and it should be for all of us. I accept that, sir. My dear friends, have you seen how sir is upgrading his skills and wants you to upgrade your skills as well? There is a message that you've shared when you introduced yourself. So a learner all the way. That's really nice. Dear sir, we'd like to know as to how you spent your time for the first 10 years in your professional space, as to which was it that you put your foot into. I've shared it, but I'd like to hear it from you. As you started off your professional journey as a youngster, where did you put your foot first and began that beautiful journey?
Wonderful. In 1987, January, I joined as a medical rep in a company called Full Ford India Limited. And I was based at Chennai that time. So after completing my chemistry graduation, I wanted to get into medical profession. When I say medical profession, as a medical rep, that was my goal. In the second year of my BSc chemistry, I have decided that I would like to be a medical rep. So 1987, I joined as a medical rep. And close to about 20 years, I was in pharma industry. The first 10 years, because you are asking specifically about first 10 years, I started as a medical rep and then I became a territory manager and then I was promoted and I have become an area business manager. So where I will have to manage both the sales as well as people. So I was based at Kerala. So therefore I had an exposure of moving out of Tamil Nadu. I went to Kerala. And after 10 years is over, I was interested in product management team. So therefore, I was trying my best to get into PMT. I didn't get the opportunity from the same organization. Therefore, I had to go to another organization where the next, say, close to 8 years, I was in product management throughout. And the last 3 years, I was managing both sales and marketing. So I was a general manager of sales and marketing for a pharma company. In 2007, I left and then I got into training and consulting. So the last, say, 15 years, I was in one company which you mentioned about, Mercuri International. Today, I have a partnership firm, which is SalesKrita Consulting. So it's a boutique organization which is focusing on sales training and sales consulting. The good things about this particular organization is we don't only do a customized program, we also do very personalized program. Being a very small boutique organization, we would like to take care of all the individuals' learning needs, just not the training needs, learning needs. We not only customize the program according to an organization, but we also personalize the program based on the individual. That is why when you introduce one-on-one coaching is applicable for both leadership team as well as for the team which is interested to have a one-on-one coaching. So that is the broad-based last 37 years. That is exactly what is a travel, right from 1987 to 2024.
Beautiful journey, sir. Thank you very much for sharing all of that. That's really very nice. Dear sir, we'd like to know more about this special thing called as a SalesKrita Consulting. As to what is it actually and how one could gain and benefit from this beautiful consulting.
As I said, it's a boutique organization. When you say boutique, it is very specialized in only one area of training and consulting. So sales, training, and sales consulting. If you look at broadly, there are many businesses when it comes to sales. One is B2B business. So what is B2B business? Business to business that's a function. For example, if you are manufacturing automobile, you don't manufacture tires. So what do? You buy tires from another company which is manufacturing. Therefore, a company which is manufacturing tire, selling that tire to an automotive sector, that is called B2B, business to business. In business to business, you buy a product and you don't use that as an end product. You use that product for some other purpose, and then you produce another product. Therefore, this is B2B. Therefore, any sales organization which is into B2B business, we are there to help them in terms of training them and consulting them. This is one. Second business is B2C. So what is B2C? Business to consumer directly. If I'm buying, say, Lakme powder or Lakme or Pond's powder, or if I buy Colgate toothpaste, if I buy Pepsodent, this is manufacturers directly selling to the consumers, and there is a method to sell that. The product will go from there to the distributor, it will go to the retailer, and then we as consumers, we go and buy. Therefore, this is B2C. And here also the training is required. Therefore, B2C, sales training and consulting. This is the second area. The third area is, this is my forte, is pharma industry. Wherein in pharma industry, it is not coming under B2B, it is not coming under B2C, it is coming through B2D2C. So otherwise we can say a business has to be communicated to the doctor, and doctor in turn will be an influencer who will be recommending me to take a medicine, and then I will go and buy. So doctors don't buy, but the medical shops will buy. Therefore, it is actually a parallel. We go and talk to the doctor, we'll recommend or we'll request the doctors to recommend our product. And thereby the doctor will make a prescription, the prescription will go to the retailers. And the retailers, by the time, we also go and communicate to the retailers, go and buy my product. The stockist will deliver the product. Therefore, in pharma, it is having a combination of both. I should go and influence influencers at the same time, go and request the retailers to keep my stocks. Therefore, that's the way where the sales happen. Therefore, if a company is into pharmaceutical industry and they wanted to have a training, we can do that sales training as well as sales consulting. The fourth one, which is very specific, is B2D2C, which is nothing but managing the dealers. There are some organizations where they only manage the dealers. You manufacture a product. For example, if you're manufacturing tiles, The tiles will go to the dealers, and dealers in turn will sell to the consumers. So therefore, if you look at it in getting a business, there are multiple business models. All these are called business models. So therefore, these business models we can help. SalesKrita can help them in terms of getting that business through these channels. So we train people in the front line, middle managers, senior managers, and also the leadership team who are falling under this sales organization, maybe B2B, B2C, or B2D2C, or B2B2D. That's the way by which we work on. I
Excellent.
also would like to give you a origin of this particular word. SalesKrita is a combination of English and Sanskrit word. So I wanted to have an Indianized word to this particular organization. My entire family was involved in naming this. I should also give a credit to my daughter, my son, and also my wife. My wife is a director of this organization, by the way. So therefore, we have coined this name with English and Sanskrit as a combination. So what is Krita? Krita in Sanskrit is going towards perfection. So you being in sales, you are moving towards perfection. I can't say I'm perfect in sales. I can't say that I'm perfect in any job, but I can move towards perfection. Therefore, this word Krita is aptly suitable to sales and therefore sales Krita. Later on, out of curiosity, as I said, I would like to learn. Out of curiosity, I also try to Google what does Krita mean. I'm sure you must be knowing, being an Indian, you must be knowing Krita Yuga was there. Many centuries back, there was something called Krita Yuga. The Krita Yuga was considered to be a perfect Yuga. Today we are in Kali Yuga. We are not in perfect world, but those years, Krita Yuga was a perfect world. Therefore, this is another meaning. And fourth is, it is also having a meaning in Bengali and Kannada. Similar meaning, going towards perfection. It is also having a meaning in Swedish language. So what is Swedish? In Swedish language, this means to draw. That means nothing is there, you can draw your own picture. So that is the meaning of Krita. So initially what we thought as a simple combination of English and Sanskrit word, no, it is not. It is having so much of meaning in it. Therefore, we thought, okay, we'll keep this as SalesKrita Consulting. So this is based in Mumbai, and we can cover global customers as well as Indian customers. Those who are falling under B2B, B2C, and then business through the dealers or business through the doctors.
Excellent, sir. I should appreciate you the way you shared that so clearly. You've given a clear concept as to what all is about SalesKrita and how it takes people forward with regard to sales and how to understand the business world, how it works, and how to enhance your business skills. That's really very nice. And even I didn't have much of information. I just had partial information. Thank you for sharing and enlightening us, sir. That's really beautiful.
Sure.
Yes, sir, I'd like to know, as a young boy below the age of 10, did you have all these thoughts at that time, like I should become somebody connected with sales? Or what were those thoughts as a youngster? Like what you wanted to become as a young boy? Because below the age of 10 too, sometimes we see a policeman or a doctor, and then we start imagining that, you see yourself in that place. So who did you see as your role model when you were a young boy below the age of 10, if you could recollect anything like that?
Yeah, okay. Below the age of 10, I would like to be playful. That's it. I want to be enjoying the life, being playful. And then whatever that is coming to, I would like to study and read. That's it. Nothing beyond that.
Oh,
Below the
that's
age of 10. But below the age of 20, I can tell you.
yes, I will ask you that too. Yes. As
Okay.
you said, you were very playful and, enjoying life below the age of 10, like all children do. What type of incidents you are still fresh in your mind, or what do you still remember? Like any incident that you remember that was very, um, you know, maybe it was a dangerous incident or a comedy one filled with humor, or maybe you were the naughty child in the class, something like that?
No, in the third standard, that I remember in the third standard. By the way, I have not studied fourth standard because I got double promotion. So third to fifth I went to. But third standard, I still remember there was one very inspiring teacher. Her name is Usha. She inspired me to do well, especially in mathematics. So did I do mathematics very well little later? That is not so. But during that time in the third standard, I did very well. And that's a time where my father wanted to change the school. So when I went to the new school, that time they gave a test to me on mathematics. I did a very good job in terms of scoring a good mark in mathematics because of this Usha teacher. And the fifth standard principal, she said, I think you better join fifth. I mean, the teacher in the next school. She said you better join in the fifth standard, not the fourth standard, because your mathematics is very good. That's the way by which. This is what one thing I remember. Later on, I wanted to meet that madam, Usha madam. I could not really meet. I could not even search. Even on social media, I could not really search. So therefore, but still, the memories about our inspirational way of teaching mathematics was still there in my mind.
Yes. I guess you've learned a lot from Usha ma'am, and I'm sure you've taken up a lot of important points from her, because now you're a trainer yourself and you're giving your expertise to others. I guess people may be remembering you too, or will remember you too, or are doing that job right now of keeping you in that space, that this person is a great trainer or this person is a great mentor. As you remember her, people will remember and are remembering you as well at this
Sure,
very
sure.
moment too.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. I would like you to share one incident with your parents as a youngster, like below the age of 10. Like, I wanted to know, did you ever get a scolding from your mom or dad? Were you a very good child, obedient one, or the naughty one?
No, I was not a good child, but I never got a scolding. But because my father and my mother used to be very calm and composed, and my father used to be a uh, he was for him work was a worship. Therefore, he always used to be there in the office. And then my exposure to the mother is still in my memory. Couple of times in the late evening, I don't come back to the house about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So why? Because we were involved in playing cricket. Of course, we don't go outside that street. The same street will be playing. So therefore, once or twice, my mama will come and remind me, you have to come back. So you'll have to study because tomorrow's exam and other things. Even those days where just before the day of the examination, we used to play cricket till 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. But otherwise, there is no scolding, nothing, because my parents always very calm and composed, both my father as well as mother. So they never scold. In fact, my father had a principle of not to beat anybody. He never beat anybody. No, not even once. Yeah. At least I could think about it.
Excellent. And you're one lucky one, huh? That's really nice. Sir. You're lucky. And of course, you're gifted. If that is the rule of a parent, not to, physically harm the child or threaten the child physically and beat them. That's really nice. May I know, like, you being a parent, did you follow the same rule as your dad?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that's really nice. So now we come down to back to your professional space now, with regard to your profession, the present one which you are into. What are the types of challenges that you face? What are the type of the problems you face, or what are the types of things that people come to you and say, if not it's yours, it may be your clients when they come to you and say, these are the challenges we face. Could you share one or two of them, sir?
So as I'm into training and consulting, there are many clients who will come and first is share is we would like to grow in our business, but we are not growing well. This is one common challenge. Of course, we have a method to understand what is a real challenge. So we will go a little deeper in terms of asking lots of questions to find out what is a real challenge. At broad level, if you look at it, one is we are not making good revenue. We are not having a good profitability. We could not retain good people. And at the same time, our attrition is very high. Sometimes we could not manage the team. So the leadership challenges usually will be we could not achieve a profitable business. So these are the common challenges that always come. So therefore, what we do is that in our organization, we have what we call as initially we'll have a discovery call. We will go and try to understand what their real problem is. And once we understand the real problem, we also cross-check that with the team which is working in the marketplace. We also go along with the team and meet a couple of their clients and try to understand the real problem. So this is to more to understand from both perspective. Example, if I am the leader of a company, if I say my people are not doing their good job, and probably I'll have to go and find out how good the job has been done at the ground level. So therefore, we'll get the perspective of both. We can't squarely blame only the team because the team is also under a lot of pressure. They have so many customers demanding so much, and the competition is there waiting. If they lose this business, the competition is there to ready to take the business. Therefore, it is just not a challenge from only the leadership side, it is also a challenge from the sales team. So therefore, that's the time where we pitch in and we try to pitch in to understand both their point of view. And once we have both points of view, we will try to give a solution to them. So therefore, in getting a business, it's a teamwork. If you look at it, it's a teamwork of getting a business. Few parts I should do as a leader, few parts as a salesperson, the team has to do. Therefore, it's just not only one. So that's exactly the solution that we also provide. So we create lots of frameworks. As a SalesKrita Consulting, we create lots of framework. When you say framework, you just mentioned during the introduction, customer acquisition. Yeah, there is something called customer acquisition is one. Second is customer retention. So both are equally important. And third element is not only retain the customer, but also grow along with the customer. Therefore, there is a third one. Peter Drucker is a management guru. He was a professor of Philip Kotler. He used to say in 1985, very interesting quote he has given. Even today, I remember, and it is relevant. The purpose of any business is to create a customer and keep a customer. And if you just apply that, even in today's world, it is applicable. If an organization has to survive, they can survive only when the customers are there. And we need to create new customers. We also should keep the existing customers. Now, going back to the framework which I talked about, so we will recommend to the team, the leaders, that this is a challenge for your team. Therefore, you need to acquire with some strategy. And at the same time, you should have a strategy to retain the customer. And you also should have a strategy to grow the customer. Therefore, there are three pronged areas. So we have created a new framework for that, which is called a trapezoid. It's actually a sales funnel trapezoid. So in fact, you must have probably come across a sales pipeline. Somebody will talk about service pipeline, but we have clubbed both together called business pipeline. A business pipeline is important for me to sustain the business, acquire new business. So these are some of the challenges people come up with. And leadership challenge, one more thing is the attrition is a big challenge. Attrition is a very, very big challenge. Acquiring a new talent is another big challenge for the organization. Therefore, we will try to address that. Now, how do we address that is, principally, if you look at the broad aspect as to why people leave, broadly, there are three reasons why people leave an organization. For example, assume that you are having a capability which is so much, but the job expectation is very less. But you are having the capabilities is very high, but the job expectation is very low. You will get frustrated because you think that you can contribute more, but the job is not really demanding so much. Vice versa, the job expectation is very high, the demand of the job is very high, but my capability is very low. There also get frustrated. So therefore, what is the ideal combination? The ideal combination is my capability is X, my job expectation is also X. Then I will be in a position to enjoy the work. But in reality, what happens over a period of time, as a human being, all of us learn. As a human being, all of us learn. So over a period of time, we also try to learn many things. So therefore, my capability increases. When my capability increases, the job remains the same. So that's the time I will get once again the frustration, and people will leave. And that's the reason why it is important for a leader to look at improve the capability, at the same time improve the responsibility of the team. Therefore, a promotion is required at the right time. If you delay the promotion, it is actually denied for the individual. Therefore, he will leave. Therefore, attrition cannot be prevented. This is a very subtle combination, and this has to be experienced only over a period of time. You cannot get as a formula. Therefore, there is no, even when I'm training, I can't give as a formula. I can't do that. But you can certainly understand this is the dynamics that is happening during the attrition time. So therefore, just to sum it up, challenges are many from a client's point of view. And one of the biggest challenges is acquiring new customer. Second biggest challenge is retaining people. These are the two challenges.
Excellent, sir. You've explained that very well. as you said, customer acquisition, customer retention, and growing with the customer. You focused on these three aspects. That's really wonderful. So, there are people who work very well or give their very best when they are under pressure. Is it the same with you too?
I try to do the work before the pressure comes.
Wow, great. Excellent, excellent. That's really nice.
Example, today's meeting interview, I prepared 2 days back. So I don't want to be under pressure during the last minute.
How sweet. That's really nice, sir. I mean, that's a beautiful message that you're giving us. Always prepare before the big day. Prepare before you face anything. So be prepared. So now we'll be really interested to know about your teenage years. Like, how were you as a little teenager from the age of 13 to 19?
Okay, the first, say 5 years, you said 13 to 19. Therefore, I'm saying first 5 years, which is 13 to 18. I was completely misdirected and I was not having any clue of what to do, how to do, and other things. Absolutely no clue. And neither I asked my parents nor I asked my other friends. So, because it is a very clear teenager's thinking. Uh, to continue with what I did 10 years, I used to play cricket and then I don't study so much and I'm not a studious guy. So till 18. But the moment I got into the college, that's the time where I got a big blow to my mind. There was one college mate of mine, when I was attempting to speak in English, he says, don't speak in English, it is rubbish. The way that you're speaking English is rubbish. It really wounded me on that day. It is wounded, even today it has wounded me, but the wound is not visible so much. But that wound made me to change my entire thinking. In fact, the first thought that came to my mind is I want to disprove him. My English is no more rubbish. I want to disprove him. I picked up one by one. I picked up one by one. I started reading books first. The first book that I read was Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged. It's a big book. It is about 1,350 pages and with a font size of 8 size. Therefore, the first book that I read was Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged. Then I started continue to have the same habit of reading so many books. And I also do many other things. For example, I look at newspaper, a difficult word in the newspaper. I pick it up and write it in a separate diary, noting down the meaning of the particular new word and try to improve my vocabulary. That's the way by which I developed myself. So the third year of the college, when dumb sharers used to happen, so all the classmates said that Rajiv, you should be a participant. So where of course English is really required there, you should be a participant. And the person who commented about me, my English being rubbish, he also said, no, Rajiv, only you should be doing that. Nobody else can do that. So I could make his comment, a very positive comment. Of course, I took it very, very seriously and to the extent that I wanted to improve myself in English, and therefore I visited many libraries. I went to American Library, British Council Library. My father used to always encourage me because whenever I go to any library like this, we have to pay some nominal fees. Uh, my father said, "You will have to do that. Why don't you buy it? You go and be a library member, and you can start doing that." So he used to encourage me. So I go to library, get some 5 to 6 books, and come home and then study about. I don't read it. I can study the book. I study the book, take notes out of the book, and then that's the way by which I practice. See, what used to be first 5 years not so very healthy, but the 18th year onwards, I saw a meaning in life that I can dedicate myself. I started writing poems during that time. I write a lot of poems, and then I started writing a lot of articles, small articles. Used to be published in the local magazines during those days, but most importantly, in the college magazine and other places, it used to be published. So therefore, that's a turning point. The 18th year is a very memorable year for me. Even today, I remember everything. I remember when I was going by cycle to the college, I used to have the crossword puzzle kept on my book, which will be kept in front of me because there used to be a stand in the front. So I used to keep that there, and then that's the way by which I practice. So on the way, I think about the crossword, clue, and then word. The moment the word comes to my mind, I stop the cycle, write the word, and then I move away. That's the way by which I was doing in the 18th year.
That's really so nice of you to share all of that. Now, I just from that visual picture or that created a mental picture of you riding your bicycle and, doing that work. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing all of those beautiful experiences, sir. That's really nice. And your friend, I was to ask you if it was a male or a female one, but then finally you revealed that he. So I
Yeah.
understand. Was it a co-education?
No, it was not a co-education. It's a
A completely a boys one. All
boys.
of
Yeah.
that's really nice. So now you've been giving your very best as a youngster, as a teenager. You began to write poems. You began to write, and it got published in your school magazines, etc. Presently, you are an author as well of different books, and one of them is something connected with, like, let me get that right.
Selling.
Like, yeah,
Hybrid selling.
hybrid selling decoded.
Yeah.
What's all this about, sir? What is it all about?
So this one I've written when the problem of COVID came in. During that time, I started writing this. In fact, my thought of writing a book was much earlier. But during this time, I thought maybe it's a good idea to have a book which is communicating to various people in terms of how to sell through virtual, how to sell to physical. So let me give a background to that. If you see, before 2019 or 2020 March, before that, 100% a salesperson will go and meet the customer live. That means face to face, he will go and meet the customer. Only 5% used to have on telephone or probably email communication. But otherwise, if you see, all the salespeople will go to the customer and go and talk about their products and understand their need. That's what they will do. But during the COVID time, complete restrictions happened. Therefore, 100% it was only virtual. Either through the Teams or through the Zoom, we had a meeting, or through the telephone or even an email. We never had a face-to-face meeting during that time. So they 100%. During the second wave, till the second wave, it was like that. And just after the second wave, a little better. And therefore, about 10 to 15% people started having a face-to-face meeting. The customer is also willing to give a meeting with you. And 15% discussions happen face-to-face, and 85% used to have a virtual meeting. Now, after 2024, if you look at it, now it's slightly different. Is 80% the customers are willing to have a face-to-face, and 20% they still prefer to have the physical, a virtual meeting. So therefore, in the month of August, August 2020, I have decided, why not I write a book which will be useful for a salesperson, whether it is a virtual meeting or a face-to-face meeting. And that is why it's called hybrid selling decoded. So whether it is a virtual meeting or the face-to-face meeting, this book will be useful. There are 6 chapters in this book. The first 5 chapters are dedicated only to the customer. Customer is in the center. What is the customer's buying behavior? What is the customer's expectation? What is the customer's value that he is looking at? All those things are only related to the customer, because customer is the focus. Peter Drucker told, acquiring customer, retaining customer, and growing the customer is important. You have a customer. The first 5 are only customer. Then I have looked at how to decode. I have given 52 skills or process which one can follow during the hybrid selling, whether it is a virtual selling or face-to-face. Now, why 52? You may be asking, why 52? We are having 52 weeks in a year. So 1 week, you practice one. You read only 1 page, practice it, come back, and then read the second week you practice, third week you can practice. That means the entire book you can keep it for a year, and then you can master it. And whenever you're reading anything, if you apply it immediately, it will be useful for you to sharpen your own skills. That's the reason why I given 52 tips. So that is the book all about. And this book is full of pictures. When I say full of pictures, all those 52 weeks pictures are there. 52 pictures are there, and every picture will denote something, some skill about it. For example, during the communication, giving a pause is important. For example, just now I given a pause. So when to give a pause? What should be the time period for a pause? Why pause is relevant? Why pause is required? What are the advantages of giving a pause? Therefore, that will be there. In the virtual medium also, you can give a pause. In the face-to-face also, I can give a pause. Therefore, every 52 skill will have a picture, and then every 52 will have a related to the story or the skill. And all these pictures are drawn by my daughter. And therefore, I can't say only I wrote this book. So my daughter also is a participant in that particular book writing. And of course, I dedicate that book to my family, my first to my parents, as well as those who helped me, my wife, I have a pet also. I have a dog. So he also has helped me, and my son and my daughter.
Beautiful, beautiful, sir. That's really very, very interesting. Thank you for decoding that for us. Then I understood what is this hybrid I was thinking, and so you made it very clear. That's really nice. Thank you so much, and thanks to your daughter for being a part of that beautiful, celebrating that book in a beautiful way of being a part of it, as you mentioned, the drawings, etc. And thank you for letting me know that there are 52 weeks in a year. Till now, I was just clueless about it. So that's a big takeaway for me. Yes, that's really nice. And I think many of our friends too would be like me, like we'll not be having that thought that, yeah, there are 52 weeks in a year. So we'd like to know about how you want people to remember you. And in what way should they remember Dr. Rajeev?
I want them to remember as a person who helped them. That's it. Nothing beyond that. Even if they don't remember, it's okay. As long as the learning that they got from me is useful to them. So therefore, they need to just have that gratitude. That's it. Nothing beyond that. And I would like to have a gratitude for my teachers, my gurus, my seniors. Even today, I keep in touch with my first boss. I used to keep in touch with my teachers. Therefore, that's one thing. I don't want anything else. They should be benefited by the learning that they got from us. That's it.
So I have a question now. That friend of yours, long time back, who ridiculed you, is he still there? You're connected with him? Is he still in your life? Are you connected
He
with
is still there. He's in Lucknow. He is working for a company as a director. Yeah, he's still there.
I mean, do you all
I'm
discuss
in touch
this
with him.
topic?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
That's
We
really,
become very close friends now.
wow, that's nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are other books that you've also written. If you'd like to share your thoughts on those books quickly, which you have written, it's not one, you have written like more than one. If you'd like to share your thoughts on that.
As if you look at it, I've written right now only one, but I have another two books which is on the way now. So one is on negotiation skills. Second is on training. These are the two books that I am now writing. It should come anytime. So I'm just looking forward to good publishers now. Yeah.
When do you get the time to write? It's just the best part of the day that you feel like putting your thoughts on paper.
Uh, there's one habit that I cultivated right from the beginning, maybe from the 18th year onwards, which I told I do study the book and then take notes, and that I continue even today. So any new thought that is coming to my mind, I just put it into that. So I have a big book, and there's a red book which we call as. I have a red book. I can also show you the red book in
Please,
front of me
please.
right now.
Yes.
Just this is a red book. This is the red book. This red book has got a multiple pages. So what I will do, I will segregate this book into 5 to 6 compartments of different topics, the topics of my interest. Example, one topic is selling is one topic, which is close to my heart because that is the profession that I'm in. Second is negotiation is the second topic. Third topic is leadership, is the third topic. Fourth topic is newer ideas. Anything that is happening in the world, anything that is changing in the world, in the business world or any other world, I have that. Fifth one is how to use these ideas in my profession. Therefore, what I will do, anything that is read by me, a new book or any new things, I come back and then write it down in the way that I wanted to communicate. Therefore, I write it down, I capture it in this. Therefore, you'll find that page 1 to page 30, it is allotted for selling or sales. Maybe I've written only 3 or 4 pages. I will keep the other balance empty. Till I read the second book, I'll come back and write it down. Therefore, that's the way by which I take notes. Therefore, this is one habit that I'm having. whenever I write a new book, I go back and look at it. So what was covered earlier, how it has been written, and all those things I'll look at it. My favorite time to write is late evening. When I say late evening, after 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that's the way by which I start writing. So nowadays the timing has changed. Now I'm getting up a little early. I'm getting up by 6 o'clock, and therefore I prefer to do during that 6 to 8. But earlier days it used to be late night. And my preferred time to read is about 4 o'clock in the evening. I love that. 4 to 6 in the evening, I really love to read when I'm not having any other work. If I'm having a work, I cannot do that. But otherwise, Saturday, Sundays, I read some books. It is not consistent, though, but relevant to the topic. If I am having a interest on one topic, I complete that and then take notes, and that's the way by which I do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing. But I have a question again now after seeing your red book. It's really a lovely big book. From where did you get it? Did someone gift it to you or did you buy it, sir?
No. I buy that. These books I buy because this is something which is important for me. Earlier days, I used to have a small diary. I never used to buy a big book like this. At one point of time, I thought, let me buy a big book. And so all that I was having, the last, say, 32 years of my learning is there in this book. Whatever that I have learned, small bits and pieces. It is not a big thing. Small things which I've learned. It is there in this. For example, I read in 1989, I read one concept. Even today, it is there in this book. That time, somebody written feeling inferior and thinking inferior. There's a difference in these two terminologies. So, what is thinking inferior? If I'm not in a position to do something, if I think inferior, in my mind, I'll say, I can do other things, but this one I can't do. Therefore, I can improve. Whereas when I feel inferior, I can't do this as well as I can't do this. That means I will not really be oriented to better off or better myself. So therefore, do not feel inferior, but think inferior. Thinking inferior is always good for us to develop. Feeling inferior is make us to get agitated, get frustrated, and therefore will become very anxious, and then will be depressed. This concept I read in 1989, and that was written in that old diary, which I copied it here in this. So whenever I get a new book, if this is completely exhausted, then I'll have to buy another book. Right now, this is about 1,000-page book. This one, 1,000-page book, and once this is completed, then I'll have to buy a new book. It is available in Mumbai. Anyhow, I can go and get.
I asked you because I wanted to lay my hands on one of them. Yes, that's really nice. And if I hope it's available everywhere. Online, did you buy it, sir, or did you
No,
get?
offline.
Yes, that's really nice to have all in one. It's very impressive. I would like you to show it to all our audience once more, like such a huge one, please.
This is the book, red book, and then you can see the topic. For this is SalesKrita. I'll just show you the. You write this. I write one. I'll just show you the first is content. Yeah. Now you can see in this left side, you can see. So you will find the indexing here. Indexing is on sales, on negotiation, on sales management, on strategy and top management, on customer service, on industries, on training, on organization, new designs on programs, and also ideas for 2024. These are the various indexing which I have done. So with various pages.
Very impressive, sir. Very impressive. Excellent. That's really nice. And I thank you very much for sharing that, because there are many people like you, like me, and there are people like us who would like to do this work very meticulously, like write down, jot down all the points and keep it. Yes, sir. Very impressive. So now we come down a little away from your professional space. We'd like to know about the way you entertain yourself and you spend time during your leisure, when you get some leisure. Do you ever go for movies? And if yes, which is your favorite one?
I go to movies. In earlier days, I used to go for many movies. And nowadays, I'm not so oriented towards going to a movie because Netflix and Prime has come. If rather I sit there. Any new movie from Tamil or from Telugu, I see on the day one, usually. But now the interest has come down. The interest is no more towards traveling, especially traveling towards the pilgrimage. I and my wife both will go to many temples, and we love that. So therefore, that is the leisure today. And whenever I am at home and I don't have any other work, I do meditation or pranayama, and then I will also read a lot of books and then write books.
Yes, sir.
No specific favorite actor.
Mhm.
Rajinikanth, yes, I do like him because of his uh, style and other way. But everybody has got their own strengths. I would say every actor has got their own strengths.
Yes, dear sir. Thank you so very much. I just was to ask you this question. You being in Mumbai, were you able to see any of the Bollywood actors and actresses? Did you get a chance ever to have a glimpse of them?
No, no, no.
Any of
I had a glance. I had a fortune to meet two members, two great individuals. One is Ratan Tata, and then second one is Mr. Mukesh Ambani. I could meet them. At least I could speak to Mr. Ratan Tata. I could see Mr. Mukesh Ambani. That's it.
You're lucky. You're really lucky.
Yeah, very right. Absolutely. He is a down to earth person and nobility is very high. His wealth creator, his humility is very high. His value system is so great. So Mr. Ratan Tata is a fabulous individual. If I used to hear this, I have not seen that way. Whenever any person goes and meets him, he used to sit in the first or second floor. He comes all the way to the elevator and sends them off, and then only he goes back, irrespective of the time. Any visitor goes and meets him when he's sending them off. He comes to the elevator, presses the button, and then he says goodbye. That's the way it is.
Yes, that's really very nice. Thank you for sharing, sir. Now, we would like to know one important thing. What is it that you love about Rajiv? What do you love about yourself?
I'm a family man. I love that. I wish to be with my family, and wherever we go, we would like to go together. That's what I really love.
A wonderful answer. And I wish every individual gives this answer. And if everyone values their family as much as you do, it would be a beautiful world, sir. Dear sir, that's really very nice. Sir, do you believe in lotteries as well?
No, no, not at all.
How many of your friends have been with you through thick and thin?
With you till
Through thick and thin, through ups and downs.
there are many friends. There are many friends. Um, Noticeably, 5 to 6 friends are there that way. Ups and downs, they are there always. Ups and downs. They uh, they take part in both the sorrows as well as happiness. But there are many well wishers are there. I should say that there are many well wishers. Even though I restricted only 5 to 6, even those people whom I worked in 1986, even today they are great friends. They wish us very well. Maybe sometimes what happens is we would not express our sorrow to them. Therefore, they are not a part of us. But always they wish us very well. Even today, in with whom we have worked, I have worked in 1986. I am there in a group. We are about say 20-25 people. We are still there, intact. So every ups and downs, they know it, and any joyful moment they appreciate. They really wish. Therefore, they are there. Uh, Maybe if they are not part of my sorrows, it may be not because of them. It is because maybe I have not shared it with them. It is my mistake, not theirs. But there are so many people who are always as friends. Anything that happens, they are there.
Yes.
Even if I'm away from Chennai, even though I'm originally from Chennai, they are still there. A call away, a flight away, they can come. It's not an issue at all. So maybe I'm lucky in that. That I'm lucky.
Excellent, sir. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing, sir. Sir, as you mentioned earlier that you were interested in cricket and used to play a lot of cricket during your earlier days as a youngster, do you still have any interest in sports and games till now, till date?
I am definitely interested in cricket. Maybe I'm not playing, but I'm definitely interested in cricket. I watch lawn tennis very well, but I look at the cricket a little differently. I don't see for the sake of match. I don't see who is a winner, who is a loser. I look at the processes, how they are bowling, how they are batting, how they are setting the field. Therefore, I try to understand from that angle, strategy angle. I would like to look at it. If one of the interesting learning that I got, this has happened in South Africa, I think. Rahul Dravid, great cricketer. The first innings he got out. I think he got out for zero or something. He didn't go inside the pavilion. He went out of the crease. He moved outside the boundary and he was sitting there in a chair. And he was observing how the ball is being pitched. Now, the South Africans, their bowlers are bowling, and every 2-3 overs, they're getting on additional wickets. So Rahul Dravid was carefully observing what's really happening on the pitch. And he found out the real thing that is happening in the pitch. And the first second innings, he came and he scored double century. So when somebody went and asked, Rahul Dravid, how is that you could manage double century when you have scored only duck in the first innings? That is the time he revealed it. No, I was observing how the bowlers are bowling, and I could see the ball is, once it is pitched, sometimes the dust is not thrown out. Sometimes the dust is coming out, sometimes the dust is not thrown out. So then I understood that some parts of the day the pitch is wet, some parts of the day the pitch is dry. And whenever it is wet, the spinners will get a better spin. Whenever it is dry, the pace bowlers will have a better pace. So therefore, accordingly, I understood. Then I also observed that whether the dust is coming or not coming, and therefore, based on that, I play. It is a fabulous observation. For that's the real impressive way of looking at cricket. In fact, I learned this from not only Rahul Dravid, even Sachin also does that. He also does lots of observation about the field and field placement and then how the pitch is there. So that's the time I thought I should also see cricket a little differently, not just for the sake of looking at who is a winner, who is a loser, and look at cricket differently. Therefore, I also look at strategically what is the field placement, how they are placing, what is the bowler, how he is pitching, where he is pitching, all those things. If even today I look at it, in fact, I know a person. His name is Watson. He is from 1986 onwards. He's a great analyzer of cricket. Even today, maybe in 2024 also, if you go and ask him, in 1992, what has happened between West Indies and India, he will say exactly. He's got such a powerful memory. Okay. And I have learned from him also how to analyze, how to look at the game little differently. Therefore, cricket is one thing which is very close. Of course, I don't have time to really watch as much, but whenever I'm watching, I'm only watching this. Not playing because I don't have any person around me to play. Lawn tennis, yes, I used to watch lawn tennis.
Yes, sir. I'd like to know your thoughts and feelings with regard to India losing against Australia in the World Cup and as well as the under 19. Recently, they had that under 19. India again was pitched against Australia, and there too, India lost. How did you feel, and what are your thoughts with regard to that?
Still, my feeling is I felt bad because India has played so well in the World Cup, and they were unbeatable right from the match one. They were very good. They were in a good form. I think it is quite unfortunate on that day. It was not a day for India, and even though they are putting their best, psychologically there could have been probably some fear with them that it has really put them away from playing a good cricket on that day. But they played well. Maybe Australia played much better. Here I should appreciate Australia there because that's what I said. This is not a winning or losing. I should appreciate Australia. Australia, in fact, they lost the first match with India in that particular World Cup. They lost it. But their temperament was so strong that when they came to final, they acted as if they are the winners right from the day one. The first of all, they behaved like, they walked like, they played like a winner right from the beginning. They thought that way. In fact, they were having a very strong mind on that day. Maybe that could be the reasons to why they have really clinched the trophy. I think similarly, even with under 19 too. So they played well, but unfortunately, last game, it has gone out of us.
Yes, dear sir.